Things are heating up in Glasgow, and if the rumors are true, Steven Gerrard could be walking back through the doors at Ibrox any day now. But this wouldn't be just any comeback. The former Rangers boss seems to have no intention of returning quietly or alone. Reports suggest he's already laying the groundwork for a powerhouse coaching staff that could reshape the identity of the team overnight. And while supporters are split between hope and skepticism, one thing is clear. If Gerrard returns, it's not just about nostalgia. It's about business, and business needs to pick up fast. It's been a chaotic few days at Rangers. After yet another underwhelming start to the season, Russell Martin was relieved of his duties following a solitary league win and an 8th place standing that simply doesn't cut it for a club of Rangers' magnitude. And as the dust settles on his brief and forgettable tenure, all eyes have turned to Gerrard, the man who, just a few years ago, delivered title number 55 and brought pride back to a club that had spent nearly a decade rebuilding from the darkest depths. Now, there's a growing belief he could be the one to steady the ship once more, but this time, with an even more experienced crew beside him. Among the names linked to Gerrard's potential backroom team, one stands out like a beacon: Steve Holland. If the name rings a bell, it should. Holland has been Gareth Southgate's trusted right-hand man with England, helping the national side to a Euro final and a World Cup quarterfinal. Before that, he worked at Chelsea under the likes of Jose Mourinho, Rafael Benitez, and Antonio Conte, collecting silverware and praise along the way. Holland's presence in a Rangers dugout would be nothing short of sensational, not just for his experience, but for the authority and tactical intelligence he brings. This would be a major signal of intent from Gerrard, showing that he's not just returning to revisit the past, but to build something stronger than before. And it doesn't stop with Holland. Another familiar face being mentioned is Jermaine Defoe, the former England striker who enjoyed a successful spell as a player under Gerrard at Rangers, has often spoken about the bond he shares with the manager. Defoe described Gerrard as a natural leader, someone who commands respect not through words, but through presence and example. A reunion between the two could inject vital mentorship and character into a dressing room that seems to have lost both in recent months. Also hovering around the conversation is Stephen Davis, a man with deep ties to Rangers and someone who's been involved in the Northern Ireland setup. His knowledge of the club, its culture, and its demands could make him a valuable asset behind the scenes. And let's not forget Gary McAllister, Gerrard's trusted lieutenant during his first Ibrox spell. While there's no confirmation of his return yet, McAllister has left the door open, and that could be another familiar piece falling back into place. However, one name that appears to be missing from all the chatter is Michael Beale. Once considered Gerrard's tactical brain during their initial run, Beale's own stint as Rangers manager ended in disappointment and an early dismissal. That chapter seems firmly closed, with little indication that the two will link up again. For Gerrard, this potential second spell is nothing like the first. Back then, he was a rookie manager trying to make his mark. Now, he returns with Premier League experience, lessons learned, and perhaps a deeper understanding of what it takes to lead a massive club through turbulent waters. But make no mistake, if he takes over now, he'll inherit a squad that's low on confidence, lacking cohesion, and sitting far below where fans believe they should be. And those fans, they're restless. Connor Cody, the experienced English defender who was once linked with a move to Rangers, recently commented on the situation and hit the nail on the head. According to him, the core issue isn't just tactical or structural. It's cultural. Too many of the people involved, from the ownership to the new players, underestimated the sheer size of Rangers Football Club. This isn't a place where you get time to build or settle in. You're expected to win every week. Right now, he said, you can't go through transition at Rangers. You just can't. I don't think enough people have realized how big that place is. You need success yesterday. And he's not wrong. This is a club where pressure isn't just part of the job, it defines the job. Supporters live and breathe Rangers. The passion is unmatched, and so are the expectations. That's the weight Gerrard knows all too well. And it's what makes his possible return both thrilling and risky. In many ways, Gerrard's return would be a move rooted in both sentiment and logic. He's a familiar face, someone who understands the identity of the club, someone who's won there before. But it can't be just about the past. What Rangers need right now is clarity, authority, and results, on and off the pitch. And if Gerrard is to succeed again, he'll need to hit the ground running, armed with the right people, the right strategy, and perhaps most importantly, the full backing of the board. Timing could be everything. Reports suggest that negotiations between Gerrard and the Rangers hierarchy are well underway and taking place in London. If all goes smoothly, his appointment might be confirmed before the home fixture against Dundee United on the 18th of October. That game could mark the beginning of a new chapter or the restart of an unfinished one. As all this unfolds, there's another story simmering quietly, but with potentially massive implications. Ysef Chermati, the young striker who arrived for a hefty fee from Everton, is still searching for his first goal in a Rangers shirt. The 21-year-old has made 6 appearances so far without finding the net, and his last goal in any competition came way back in May of the previous year. For a club that invested £10 million in him, patience is already wearing thin. But there might be light at the end of the tunnel. Chermati has just earned a recall to the Portugal under-21 side after an 18-month absence, and this could be the spark he needs. His international coach, Luis Freire, spoke highly of him, pointing out his physical attributes, his experience in top-level football, and the potential that caught Rangers' attention in the first place. Freire said, "He's a player we like. He's tall, strong, fast. He holds the ball well. He's played in the Premier League and now in Scotland. We want to take a closer look." That call-up is more than just a personal achievement. It's a lifeline. For Chermati, it could restore confidence and rhythm. For Rangers, it could be the beginning of a return on their investment. Because while tactics and coaching matter, goals win games, and Rangers desperately need someone to start delivering them. So here we are. The club sits in transition, but transition is a luxury it cannot afford. The fans want answers, they want results, and above all, they want fight. Steven Gerrard might just be the man to bring that back, but only if he comes prepared. The next few days could define the future of the season, and maybe even the direction of the club. But while all the attention is on Steven Gerrard and whether he'll take the reins again, there's another layer to this whole situation that can't be ignored: the state of the squad he might inherit. Because let's be honest, this isn't the same group he left behind in 2021. Back then, there was stability, belief, and most importantly, a spine. The current side, in contrast, looks like a team still trying to figure itself out, and time is a luxury they simply don't have. What stands out most is the lack of identity. Under Russell Martin, there were attempts to instill a new playing style, but none of it really stuck. The results tell their own story: one win in the league, dropped points in matches that should have been routine, and a dressing room that seems flat and uninspired. You can see it on the pitch. There's no cohesion, no clear plan, and worst of all, no grit. That famous Ibrox intensity, the kind that used to suffocate visiting teams, feels like a distant memory. If Gerrard comes in, his first challenge won't be tactical. It'll be psychological. He'll have to lift a squad that's short on confidence and seemingly unsure of its own strengths. Players are second-guessing themselves, simple passes are going astray, and body language tells a story of doubt. It's a group in need of direction, discipline, and a reminder of what it means to wear the Rangers badge. And that's why his choice of backroom staff is going to be absolutely vital. It's not just about names or reputations, it's about chemistry. Steve Holland, if he does join, would be a massive asset. His calm authority could bring a much-needed balance to the dressing room. He's not the type to shout and scream, but his presence carries weight. With years spent working at the very top level, including helping guide England through the high-pressure environment of major tournaments, he knows exactly how to handle fragile mindsets and get the best out of talented but inconsistent players. Add to that someone like Jermaine Defoe, who knows this club, understands the demands, and brings a player's perspective, and you're looking at a potential coaching team that covers every angle. Experience, communication, leadership. Gerrard knows he needs that mix if he wants to get things moving quickly, but he'll also need to make some hard decisions. Because the truth is, not everyone currently in the squad is fit to carry Rangers forward. There are passengers, players who haven't stepped up, haven't adapted, or simply haven't understood the expectations that come with playing at this club. Gerrard won't have the luxury of easing his way in. The next transfer window may still be months away, but evaluations have to start immediately. Who can be relied on? Who's playing for the badge? who's just collecting a wage. And it's not just about the first team. One of Gerrard's underappreciated strengths during his previous spell was the way he revitalized the connection between the senior squad and the youth setup. He gave chances to young players, brought energy through the academy, and created a pathway that had been missing for years. That kind of long-term thinking will be needed again, especially given the financial realities Rangers face compared to other European clubs. The future has to be built with purpose, and Gerrard, for all his headlines, understands that better than most. Of course, not everything is under his control. The board, already under pressure, will be judged just as much as the manager. If they bring him back, they have to back him fully, not just with words, but with actions. Investment, patience, support in the transfer market, and a willingness to let him do things his way. The margin for error in Scottish football is razor thin. One poor run, and the noise grows deafening. But if Rangers want to get back to winning titles, to challenging in Europe, to restoring their name at the top, then bold decisions have to be made. And if Gerrard is that decision, he deserves the tools to succeed. Meanwhile, the pressure on individual players continues to mount. Ysef Chermati's story is emblematic of a wider issue. High expectations, big transfer fees, and not enough end product. He was brought in to add firepower, to give Rangers a presence up front. But so far, it just hasn't clicked. No goals in 6 appearances, questions about his sharpness, his positioning, his confidence. And yet, there's still a sense that it's all in there somewhere. That maybe all it takes is one goal, one moment, to set him off. His call up to the Portugal under-21 squad is a timely reminder that the talent is real. He's not some random gamble. This is a player who was considered a top prospect, who's played in the Premier League, who was tracked by multiple clubs. The attributes are there: pace, strength, aerial ability. What's missing is that killer instinct, that calmness in front of goal. But confidence can be a fragile thing, especially for strikers. A return to the international stage might be exactly what he needs to reset, to refocus, and to come back sharper and more determined. If Gerrard does return, getting the best out of someone like Chermati will be one of his early tests. The same goes for several others in the squad. Talented players who have underperformed, perhaps due to the lack of structure or belief around them. Gerrard's first stint was defined by a clear identity, a clear plan. Everyone knew their role. That has to return, and fast. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to get all the exclusive news about Rangers FC. Don't overlook any details about your beloved team. It's crucial for Rangers FC fans. The Scottish football scene is buzzing this morning as whispers turn into headlines. Ianis Hagi is back, and Rangers have officially unveiled him in what could be one of the most talked-about moves of the season. For months, speculation had been rife over where the talented Romanian midfielder would land, with fans and pundits alike tossing around names and clubs in hushed tones and online forums. And now, it seems the rumors were true. Hagi, the prodigal son of Gerrard Hagi, returns to Ibrox with a reputation that precedes him. Known for his deft touch, eye for a pass, an occasional stunner from outside the box, his previous stint with Rangers left supporters dreaming of more. The buzz around the club's corridors suggests that this move isn't just about filling a spot in the squad. It's about ambition, identity, and rekindling that flair which Scottish football fans have been yearning for. Insiders hint at late-night negotiations, mysterious phone calls, and perhaps even a few cheeky detours before the deal was sealed. Rumors claim that Hagi's return might spark a reshuffle in Steven Gerrard's, or perhaps Giovanni van Bronckhorst's, midfield, with other players feeling the pressure to step up or move aside. Supporters, meanwhile, have already taken to social media, sharing images of the unveiling and speculating about what jersey number he'll take. One thing's certain, the Ibrox faithful are starved for magic moments, and Ianis is seen as the man who can deliver them. Yet, as with all big football stories, caution lingers amid the excitement. Can Hagi reclaim his best form? Will the chemistry with the current squad ignite instantly, or will there be a period of adjustment? The whispers suggest confidence, but only the coming weeks will tell whether this reunion is the fairy tale fans hope for, or just another chapter in the ever-turning wheel of football gossip. For now, though, Rangers supporters are abuzz. Hagi is home, and the streets around Ibrox are alive with chatter. Every fan seems to have an opinion, every pub a prediction, and every journalist a source confirming the latest development. In a league where rumors often fly faster than the ball on match day, Ianis Hagi's return is the one story everyone seems willing to believe, and it's only just begun. Greetings, fans. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as it's greatly appreciated by Rangers FC. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments section below. Until the next video, stay tuned.